CATCHIMPIPS. I've been CATCHIMPIPS. I've been.
Hey, it's your man Charlie P. I know it's been a minute. I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm not. But here's the thing. I'm not that YouTuber who, like, I wake up every day ready to post a video. Like, I'm just not that guy. That's why I keep everything free, so that I don't feel that pressure to hurry up and put something out. I just want to be able to do it when I feel like it. You know what I mean? And I might want to take a hiatus sometimes, but I ain't fell off. Do not get it twisted. I will say this. Check out my Facebook page and you'll have an idea of my latest accomplishment. So you know I ain't just fell off. But anyway, Picatin setup today. I knew that I haven't shown you guys one of those setups just yet in real time. A lot of y'all think all I do is angel dust and omega, you know, like PCP is everything with me. Like, no, PCP is not everything. Like, I have 5 strategies that I've put on this channel, I believe. But anyway, this is Picatin in real time. Even though it's Memorial Day, it's set up, so I took it. Check it out. Yep, that looks like a Picatin setup. I got a few seconds for the hour to close and we'll confirm. Yep. All right, so that's definitely a Picatin. RSI 5 is where I need it to be, so let me go to the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, I would get in now, but I'm gonna go ahead and wait on it to fall back down below the 50 EMA just a little bit like that. Hopefully it'll come back down. If it doesn't and I miss this, I'm gonna be pissed. But there we go. Bet. All right, so I'm about to hop in this. Oh yeah, come on. Don't come down a little bit more. Shoot. I knocked my lot size down a little bit since it's Memorial Day, but give me that right there. Drag that down now. And all right, we'll check on this in just a little bit. I'm gonna let it move a little bit and then I'll come back and break down the trade. Okay, so we're back with a little update. We're currently about 30 pips in profit, I believe. Let's see, here to here. Yeah, about 31 pips in profit. So let's go ahead and break this trade down, this Picatin setup. I haven't looked at these rules in a long time, and I see a couple of things I actually need to change. Let's see. So rule number 1 is saying H1 must breach a minor supportive resistance zone. That is correct. However, I need to add one adjective, I guess. We need it to be a sharp supportive resistance zone. So what I mean when I say sharp, let me give an example if I can find one. Okay, so check this out. You see this area right here. Let me blow this up and come over here. So look at this right here. These two, basically how price came up, hit a little peak, hit that same area and bounced off that again. That would not be a sharp zone because price revisited it and bounced off it again. So that kind of levels it off versus making it sharp. This one right here, this one, nothing else ever came up and tested that zone and bounced off of it again. So this one's kind of like it's by itself basically. Now let me say, you won't know it's a sharp zone until something tested. So let's say like this one right here that I said isn't a sharp zone. If this candle had blown past it and closed past it up here somewhere, then I would have been like, okay, that's a sharp zone. I don't know until this happens and then it bounced off and continued back down for a little bit. Then I was like, okay, that's irrelevant basically at this point. But I hope that made some sense. But let's look at what we're looking at for today's trade. So for today, this area right here, this is my sharp area that I looked at. I said, okay, boom, boom. And again, I don't know it's sharp yet until in London, this green candle right here blew past the top of this area. So basically I have this line that I'm going to draw here, and then this blew past that. So once that happened, I was like, okay, this was a sharp resistance zone. After it blew past it, it kept going up. So you see how far it went up past that area, and then it came down and it closed barely past our 10 EMA. So That's actually the second rule that we need to focus on. H1 must then retrace and close shortly past the 10 EMA. That's what we just had happen. Retrace, it closed shortly past the 10 EMA. Let's go back to the rules real quick. And the RSI 5 will make a shark fin past the 50 line. I need to change that. So when I said that, here's what I was talking about. The shark fin. So basically, once this happens, at the same time that H1 comes down and closes past the 10 EMA, at the same time, the RSI 5, that's our dotted line. I know I usually talk about the Ehlers-Fischer. Now we're talking about the RSI 5. This is why I have that dotted line here, because I know probably a lot of y'all probably be like, why does that dotted line exist when he don't ever talk about it? This is why. It's for this setup specifically. You see how it made a shark fin past the 50 line, or the 50 level right here. The shark fin will not show up until the trade actually takes off in your direction. So I actually need to change that and simply say the RSI 5 will be below, or basically on the opposite side of the 50 level that you want to trade in. So since we were looking to buy on this one, that I needed the RSI 5 at the time that I entered the trade to be below the 50 level. So let me, instead of saying make a shark fin past the 50 line, I'll just say the RSI 5 will close past the 50 line, or the 50 level. I like level better. Leaving Ehlers-Fischer behind. That is also extremely important. So it's going to close past the 50, leaving the Ehlers-Fischer behind. So you notice how the Ehlers-Fischer is still hovering way up here versus the RSI 5 dip down below the 50 level. You don't want the Ehlers-Fischer to also be close to the 50 level or below the 50 level. If it's even super close to the 50 level, I wouldn't trust it. You want it to be somewhere like where there's plenty of space made. So as you see, when this happened, there was plenty of space there, right? So that's how rule number 2 is explained. Rule number 3, the H1 confirmation candle will be one of the following. Actually, in our case, let's just talk about what we're dealing with here. Ours fell within this time range. I'm Central Standard Time, so that's why I put the times this way. But that equates to 13 to 16 chart time. So let's just see what time the confirmation candle happened. That was at 15 chart time. The confirmation candle was this bearish candle here that closed shortly past the 10 EMA. That's the confirmation candle. But that was at 15 chart time, so that fell within this range. Okay, it happened at 8 a.m. my time. So that rule is met. On the reassurance template on the 15-minute time frame, the 200 SMA should be on the side of the 400 you plan to trade in. All right. I'm gonna actually take this out because I haven't really seen that happen that way recently. Okay, what I mean by that is, let's go to the reassurance chart, and we have to be on the M15 time frame, like it says here, and we want our 200 to be on the right, on the side of the 400 we want to trade in. So since we bought this trade, we want the 200 to be above the 400. So let's see if that is the case on the reassurance template. Now my 400 is my red line. The 200 is this gold line. And as you see, the gold line is above this one. That rule right there is the main rule that I see is not met most of the time when something looks like a peak of 10. Like when I go to, when I'm on my main chart, and like, let's say this confirmation candle would have happened, right? Most of the time when it happens, like it looks like a peak of 10, but I see that all the time and then I come here on the M15 on my reinsurance chart, and I'm like, dang, it's not, like the gold isn't on the right side of the red. And so I avoid the trade, and it usually keeps me from taking an L. So this rule is extremely important. This definitely is not always like this. So, but in this case it was, so that was confirmed. And the last thing is simply, if all those rules are met, then enter when M15 grabs the 50 EMA. One caveat to that rule is do not trade. So basically all these rules can be met, But if M15 is coming out the bands, leave that mess alone. In other words, before M15, let me go back to my main chart. Before M15 came down and grabbed the 50 EMA, had this right here, if this area here would have been up here in the bands, meaning it was coming out the bands to come grab the 50, don't trade it. Let it go. That happens often enough to where, you know, like you will definitely see that messing with this trade. But in this situation, we were good. It was not coming out of the bands before it grabbed the 50. And so once it grabbed the 50, we hopped in the trade. We had no drawdown and, you know, we're up right now. Now, granted, it's a slow trade. It is Memorial Day. I might actually just go ahead and TP with well, it's probably not even 30 pips now. It's probably like 28 pips, but that is a peak of 10 trade. I wanted to hop on here and show that, like I said, because I haven't shown you one before in real time since I put the strategy out. So it's like I hadn't made a video in a long time. I just hadn't been feeling like it, man. I just haven't. But anyway, here you go, and we'll come back and see what the TP looks like. All right, back again real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and just take profit on this. I mean, it's a 5-figure trade at this point, 10K. I'm taking it. Just a quick recap though. Basically, if you see a sharp area of support or resistance, H1 blows past that, and then it comes back down and does a close barely past the 10 EMA. When that happens, that close past the 10 EMA, RSI 5 is on the opposite side of the 50 level down here. At the same time, on your reassurance chart, on the 15-minute time frame, the 200 SMA is on the right side of the 400, basically in the direction you're trying to go. All that is together, then you take that trade when the when price comes back and grabs the 50, as long as before it comes back to grab the 50, it's not in the bands. Okay. I'm actually in the same trade on my personal account, which is only at like $300 right now for my last withdrawal. So I've already doubled that today. So we're already back in good shape on my personal account with Turnkey Forex, starting off at 335 today. I just put a standard on it. It's at 355 now in profit. This one I'm gonna let go ahead and just ride probably until tomorrow. And but other than that, yeah, I'ma just chill. All right, y'all, I will holler at you on the next one.